talking about reverse speech. It's time for you to dive into the hidden messages in our everyday conversations. Join your host, David John Oates, the founder of Reverse Speech, as we uncover the mysterious backward messages buried in human speech. We'll delve into the depths of the unconscious mind, unravel psychotherapeutic puzzles, and even explore some conspiracy theories and alien encounters. Each week, we bring you the only broadcast of its kind in the world. Discover how your words can reveal hidden truths and unlock secrets you never knew existed. It's like looking into a mirror of your subconscious. Whether you're a psychology buff or just curious about the unseen layers of communication, this podcast is your gateway to an intriguing new dimension. So, are you ready to uncover the secrets that hide in plain sight? Welcome to the Reverse Speech Podcast. Tune in and let the revelations begin, every Saturday afternoon at 3:30 p.m. Pacific Time.
Okay, I am back. Good evening, good afternoon, everyone. What is it? I think it's afternoon for everyone, actually, except for those in England. If we've got anyone brave enough to log in from England, we normally have 2 or 3. So I hope you all had a happy new year. I went to bed at 10 o'clock, so I let the side down. What can I say? Getting old. Oh, well. Okay, so for today, I had planned on doing a general introduction to reverse speech. I haven't done one of those for a while, but I kind of got sidetracked a bit. I'm writing my latest book, Every Secret Hidden, and I'm up to chapter 15, which is about the soul. And so I started searching through all my references for the soul that I have in my computer. And there's literally hundreds of them. I had no idea I had so many soul reversals. I would have thought wolf was the most common reversal, but I Googled wolf or searched for wolf, and I had less than half, not even half, of the references to soul. So it really is a very common metaphor. And looking back on it, I really can't think of a tape I've done with a client where I haven't had some reference to the soul. So what I thought I might do, I'm going to play you some of these soul reversals I found. I haven't got them already yet. I've only gone through about 10% of them. They're all audio from memory. So let's have a look. Hang on. Okay, I've got my original soul folder. I started transferring this. Oh, first of all, I want to find a wonderful reverse about the soul that I didn't even know I had. Where is it? Here it is. Here. This is a client talking about. Why isn't that playing? Well, that's strange. Huh. It opened up, but it didn't play. Well, that's weird. All right, it looks like. Okay, we'll try this again. What do you think? Okay, this is a client talking about the MetaWalks that we've done with her. So listen to this.
What do you think? If I hadn't had a couple of the previous MetaWalks, I'd be pretty depressed.
He looked into our soul.
He looked into our soul.
That's the power of MetaWalks. We're working way down at the level of the soul. I don't think people realize how deep MetaWalks go. So listen to this one again.
What do you think? If I hadn't had a couple of the previous MetaWalks, I'd be pretty depressed. He looked into our soul.
He looked into our soul. Well, there we go. How about that for the power of MetaWalks? Hey, that's a pretty cool one. Here's another one. This is a client talking about some issues she's facing.
And I fully disclose. I let them know, look, I've got lawsuits pending, against this company, that company, this company.
Okay, she's talking about lawsuits pending. But backwards, she says, and it's the soul I battle.
And that's this time.
All of these lawsuits that she's been having is really a battle and a fight she's having for her soul. Hey Warren, no worries. Warren just thanked me in the chat for doing a metal walk for over the holidays. My pleasure. And Happy New Year to Murray and Reese, hello, and Simple Mind. We're all coming in. So, yes, I can certainly help with investments and relationships. I've worked with both of those. Look, reverse speech is pretty accurate when working with investments. I'm surprised more people don't come to me for that. So anyway, relationships, complicated one, but yes, I do a lot of work with relationships. Everything's different. Okay, so here's a lovely soul reversal.
You know how the role of passing it on to your kids from what you've learned, and you bring them up the best you can, but you've passed traits on to them, and that's what it was. But
right, well, that's traditional. Sorry, yeah. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, you can't always blame.
Our soul looks down in heaven.
Our soul looks down in heaven. Our soul looks down in heaven. Our soul looks down in heaven.
The soul looks down in heaven. How's that, eh? All right, let me catch it. These are old ones. Let me pull up some of the new ones I found. By new ones, I mean they're in my computer and I didn't even know I had them. Oh, hang on. Before I move on, have I played you this reversal? This tells you the depth that from which reverse speech is coming. Listen to this. Here's me talking forwards about the spiritual side of reverse speech.
People ask me, does reverse speech endorse any particular religion? And the answer to that is no. There are no deities or religions that reverse speech endorses or says this is right or this is wrong. It just talks about the soul and the endlessness of life. And that in itself is very powerful. Indeed.
And backwards, it's the voice in heaven, referencing reverse speech. Reverse speech as being the voice in heaven.
This is the voice in heaven. This is the voice in heaven. This is the voice in heaven.
I always love that reversal. It just shows the depths from which reverse speech is coming. It's really quite amazing. All right, let's move on down to some of these newer reversals I found. Here's one I haven't found. This is on me. I've got a couple of sim reversals. I use this reversal partially to base my, I was going to say belief. I don't think belief is strong enough. Theory. Half open to theory and the belief that we are the soul, that our sentient nature resides within our sentient nature is the soul itself. Anyway, here's one of the reversals I use that makes me think that way.
It work for me. I'm married to my work.
Oh, I'm married to my work. I am a soul with the world. WHIRL.
I am a soul with the world. I am a soul with the world. I am a soul with the world.
That world is not quite as clear. Anyway, that's one of the reversals I use. There's a couple others. I think I've got them saved in this folder. We'll find out in a sec. Look, I'm not going to I've got a great reversal on YouTube Music, but I'm not going to play music on the podcast. That'll get me copyright slammed. So we're just going to skip past the music. The reversal was on YouTube, and it says backwards, they master soul redemption. Great reversal. When I listen to it, it's quite amazingly clear. But I dare not play music on my podcast, or I'll always get into trouble. Okay, here's a common theme about the soul that I've noticed today when I was going through my soul reversals, getting ready to write chapter 15 in my latest book, Every Secret Hidden. Okay, here's a common theme.
And I told Robert, I said, I'm glad I said was, because that's very enlightening.
Soul, they see love.
Yes, love.
Oh, yes, oh. Oh, yes, oh.
Yeah, that audio a little bit overloaded. You know, I had trouble with my audio a while back. I put a new sound card in and that fixed it. But some of my earlier recordings for about 2 or 3 weeks were really quite distorted. Anyway, so that could have been a little bit clearer. Okay, let me see. Yes, Murray said, don't reverse yourself. You're absolutely right. Yes, I did say don't reverse yourself. I don't reverse myself. It creates problems. That's all I can say. It's very messy. You don't want to mess with it. No, always get someone else to reverse you. No. All right, here's another soul reversal. Oh, what happened then? Oh no, here we go. Where'd it go? Whoops, I've lost it. Oh, where did it go? Here it is.
After I got home, my brother said, "Hey, I'd like to go to the locker." And I said, "Okay." He said, "Well, I'm coming to your area." And I was like, "Okay, well, have a David at 6:30.
God is in her soul. Oh, that's clear. Wow, what a wonderful reversal. Gee whiz, I didn't know I had that one. I've just found that one today. Let's play the chords again.
I got home, my brother said, "Hey, I'd like to go to the locker." And I said, "Okay." He said, "Well, I'm coming to your area." And I was like, "Okay, well, have a David at 6:30.
God is in her soul. That's a wonderful verse. It's got that nice, beautiful sing-song tone to it that I really love. Yeah, just a great example of reverse speech. Okay, another new one. This one is, I believe it's on me.
She couldn't really.
No, it's not. It's on one of my mentor students, actually. I'll tell you about the mentor program in a sec.
She couldn't really, and didn't want to half the time, take control of herself. If I wasn't there when I was there, she would just sleep.
I am, the soul wealthy is reversal, and I am is probably one of the most powerful metaphors of all. It's a statement of divinity. I am divine. Of course, we are all divine, but not all of us are aware of that. So I am, the soul wealthy.
I am the soul wealthy. I am the soul wealthy. I am the soul wealthy.
I am the soul wealthy. Great reversal. Great reversal. Okay, moving right along. Here's one on me. I can see your soul. Talking to a client. Ian, give me a summary of the last 20 years of your life. That's my first question. Do you see enough talent? Oh yeah, here it is. Sorry, I can see your soul. Do you see enough talent? Do you see enough talent? Do you see enough talent? I can see your soul. Yeah, that's what happens when we get down to reverse speech. Hi, Mary. Hi, Mouse. Hello. Welcome to the podcast. How many do we have listening now? We've got 38. Yeah, look, we get about 50 to 70 live people join us live, so it's good to have the live people because we can see the chat. But we average about 1,100 views a month for a week for the podcast. So that's not too bad. I mean, I'd like more. We need to build it up a little bit. Anyway. Oh, yeah, let me tell you about the mentor program. The mentor program is a full-time program I run where you work with me from morning to night as I do my tapes and work with clients and students and do radio shows and podcasts and it's designed to train you to become the expert in reverse speech. It's a full-time program, so you've got to be not doing anything else. I currently have 4 mentor students who are trained under me full-time, and I really enjoy it. It's good. it's good camaraderie as we all work towards a common goal and involved in a common venture. So that's exciting. Look, while I'm talking about training, the next training class starts in 2 weeks. What can I tell you? If you want to learn all about reverse speech and how to do it for yourself, then the training program, which is a 12-month course, is designed to teach you how to hear reversals, how to recognize what is imagination and what is coincidence, which is a little bit of a skill to learn, so how to hear them accurately. Then it gets into obviously how to interpret reversals. We get all into metaphors and archetypes. As these are I got a cat walking in front of my camera here. Just sit over there, kitty. We get into metaphors and archetypes. These are the power of the unconscious and how the unconscious works. And we get into prompting and conducting conversations. And this is my cat here. The cat walking in front of the camera is Storm. That's one of 5 of my cats actually sitting down now. Anyway, we get into all aspects of reverse speech. So, and full tech support is covered. For those of you who are computer literate, we will hold your hand. The 2 softwares are included in the course. That is the video and the audio software. There you go. You can see her now. Here, come here, Storm. Show everyone your face. Look at that. There's Storm. See, there's Storm. That's one of my many cats. He just knocked off a mouse. Hang on. No, there we go. There you go. My cat made an appearance. That's my kitty Storm. So, so practitioner. That's analyst and practitioner. They're both starting the analyst is on the 23rd and practitioner is on the 24th of January. That's when they start. The cost for the course, well, currently in the US dollars, it's $4,700. The Aussie dollar has dropped a little bit, so that drops the price for those of you in the United States. If you want to sign up for the course, just go to my website, reversespeech.com, click onto the training link, and there's a link there where you can register for training, fill out that form, and I will give you a call, and we will work it all out for you, okay? All right, so that's the analyst and the practitioner class. Both starts on the 23rd and 24th. We currently have 5 students for the analyst class, and I think we've got 4 for the practitioner course. I think I'm correct in saying there's 4. I might have a couple more, might be one more. I'm not sure. I'll have to check all my numbers. I'll be sending out emails next week to everyone, okay, about the course. Okay, where are we? Right. Oh, Mary. Yes. You emailed me, didn't you? Yeah, that's right. Going back to Oz in February. Fair enough. Okay, let's get back to my soul reversals here. Where are we? As I got my cat prancing across my table. All right, here we go. This is RFK Jr.
And I want to also send greetings to Lou Alessandro.
Media mess our soul on a winner.
Mess our soul on a winner.
Mess our soul on a winner. Mess our soul on a winner.
Huh, I wonder what that means. Media mess our soul on a winner. Let me play that again.
Mess our soul on a winner.
Mess our soul on a winner. Mess our soul on a winner.
Okay. Oh, here's someone talking about reverse speech.
Needing to hear my soul voice on a conscious anymore.
I'm sorry, I had a cat. Look, kitty, you can't walk in front of my monitor. Okay, move over that side. Okay, right, stay. Sit. Cats don't respond to sit very well, do they? Okay, this is a client of mine talking about reverse speech, talking about it as his soul voice.
And needing to hear my soul voice unconscious anymore.
And he says, that soul voice, I'm naked within.
That soul voice, I'm naked within. That soul voice, I'm naked within. That soul voice, I'm naked within.
Yep. You know, I have trouble with this whole thing of what is reverse speech. I call it the voice of the heart. Well, for many years, I called it the voice of the unconscious mind. Then I sort of switched to say it's the spirit and the heart, but reverse speech describes itself as the voice in heaven and the soul voice. It actually doesn't say anywhere that it's the voice of the heart. So I'm a little bit up in the air about all of that. I will think about that as time goes on. All right, here is another soul reversal.
Wasn't there something about the dog barking facing the direction of that slaughtered calf?
Oh yes, there was. Yeah, that incident. Yeah, that the dog was faced exactly in the direction where the incident had occurred.
Oh, this is a UFO contactee. His name's Keller on the Jeff Rentz program, and he says in reverse, "But get the fake soul."
Let's get the fake soul.
Huh.
Let's get the fake soul.
I'll be bothered.
Let's get the fake soul.
Huh. Okay. All right, but get the fake soul. There you go. Here's the late Kim Clement, who was well known as being a prophet. Here he has a soul reversal. Here's the forwards.
Of a Long Island, that the first and another will take place, that I will prevent many deaths.
There, sorry, I'm just chuckling at someone said sit. He's on the dog, David. I know. Oh dear. There's the soul of Lucifer.
The soul of Lucifer. The soul of Lucifer. The soul of Lucifer.
Well, there you go. Let's play that again. Here's the forwards. This is Kim Clement.
Of a Long Island, that the first and another will take place, that I will prevent many deaths.
There's the soul of Lucifer.
The soul of Lucifer. The soul of Lucifer. The soul of Lucifer.
Well, there you go. Yeah, well, that's there. Look, I switch and swap over the meaning of Lucifer in reverse speech. For many years, I thought it was a positive reversal, greatness, grandeur. Then I started seeing a negative context. Then I switched, saying it's a negative reversal. But now I don't know. It can be the light or the dark. I think on context. Here's an interesting reversal about the soul. This is on Pete Buttigieg.
I think people will probably spend the next 20 years picking apart the last 20 years of war and what that conflict meant and what the lessons learned are.
God knows the soul. Yeah, well, God does know the soul, doesn't he? Look, Kat, now you're playing with my microphone. It's getting beyond a joke. Right, over there, on your spot. I won't tell him sit again. I'll just burst out with laughter. Here's a verse from me, for those who haven't heard it. This is all 25 years ago now when I came back from the United States. Chased out of America, really. My whole business was destroyed. That's the whole story in itself. And then when I got home, my son was murdered. And so I was in a lot of pain. Here we go.
But people, I say I'm very sensitive. Ultra sensitive.
My soul give the pain. And you can hear me crying there, talking about the pain in my soul. Listen to it again. Oh, here we go. Yeah, you can really hear that, can't you? Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Someone said I knew about it, but nothing else. Yeah, I wish art was all it was. No, I went through a whole lot of grief back then. It was a very bad few years for me. I'm out of it now, but look, sweetie, really, honey, you can't play with the microphone. Okay. All right, here we have a client talking about the collective unconscious.
The reversals to come out with one or two reversals.
This one says, hurts the soul, get on the path.
Hurts the soul, get on the path. Hurts the soul, get on the path. Hurts the soul, get on the path.
Oh, well, that's an interesting reversal, isn't it? Obviously, someone who's not on the right path and their soul is hurt, and this is an instruction from your spirit. You are hurting the soul. You need to get on the right path.
Steady enough there for the reversals to come out with one or two reversals. Hurts the soul, get on the path. Hurts the soul, get on the path. Hurts the soul, get on the path.
Yeah, there it is. Hurts the soul, get on the path. All right, here, Donald Trump calling for the death penalty. I can't read what the reversal says.
I'm also directing the Department of Justice to propose legislation ensuring that those who commit hate crimes and mass murders face the death penalty, and that this capital punishment be delivered quickly, decisively, and without years of needless delay.
It buried the soul.
It buried the soul.
Oh, yeah.
It buried the soul. It buried the soul.
Yeah, that's true. Wow, it buried the soul. I guess that's what it would do, wouldn't it? Actually, while we're talking about burying the soul, here's a reversal on Jeffrey Dahmer, who the mass murderer who cut his victims up and ate them, and he was sentenced to life in prison. He was killed in jail, beaten up by one of the fellow prisoners. So here he is.
Intermingled sex, and it just got worse and worse. I didn't know how to tell anyone about it, so I didn't.
Soon the soul exit.
Zero exit.
Zero exit. Zero exit.
Soon the soul
Violence.
exit. I think Storm must know she's on the radio. She never walks in front of me for this long in the past. Okay, so that was on Jeffrey Dahmer. We'll turn that down a little bit. We'll go back to where was I before? Here we have Mark Chapman, who killed John Lennon.
Because without that, I probably wouldn't be alive today, because I was very suicidal, and I certainly wouldn't be in a well state of mind, not without him.
Did you have, prior to the conversion to the Lord, remorse?
Their soul in it enable.
Yes, I went in and
Huh.
Yes, I went in and
Wonder what that means.
Yes, I went in
Huh. Wonder what that means. The soul in it enable. I don't know what that would mean. See, let's listen to the folds again.
because without that, I probably wouldn't be alive today, because I was very suicidal, and I certainly wouldn't be in a well state of mind, not without him.
Did you have, prior to the conversion to the Lord, remorse?
There's soul in it, enable.
Yes, I went in and
Huh.
Yes, I went in and Yes, I went in and
Well, there you go. I'll leave it with you. I don't know what that would mean. No, don't know. Here we have a nice one about the soul. I don't know who this guy is.
President Nixon was present at a performance at Ford Theater. There was a large audience present. I occupied a seat in the box.
I don't know who this is. The audio's pretty bad. See if you can hear it. Soul, we make peace.
How do we make peace?
Oh, yeah.
How do we make peace?
Oh, yeah.
How do we make peace?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, well, that's certainly there. Yeah. Oh, here's another one on music I can't play. It's a shame. It's a great reversal. It says in reverse, in my soul, the chance to be happy. Huh. But no, I can't play it. I'm sorry. I'll get a copyright strike against me, and that's the last thing we want on my YouTube channel. Okay, yeah, R.I.P. John Lennon. Yeah, I remember exactly where I was when I heard about his death. Yeah, great loss. Great loss indeed. All right, here's a chap. Oh, now what's this guy's name? Wade. He was Michael Jackson groomed him from a very young child. Got him quite popular in music. He went public, claimed that he slept with Michael Jackson and all types of stuff. So here is part of his public statement. I should send a whole show on that, actually. I've got all the reversals on all the accusers of Michael Jackson. He claimed that he slept with them. Yeah, I could easily do a whole show on that. Well, so there we go. All right, so here's one reversal.
Momentum had started behind my career in the dance world, starting to do music videos, commercials, and acting in TV shows.
The soul sad in it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's there. It could be the soul sadden, S-A-D-D-E-N, rather than sad in it. It could be sad in it. Yeah. Yeah, well, look, I'll do a whole show. Look, I've got so much stuff. You wouldn't believe what I got in my computer. You know, like cases I've worked on, you know, I might have played the reversals once on the air, if that, and then they've just gathered dust. Oh, I'm sorry to tell you, Trina. Yes, I've done all of the Michael Jackson stuff. I hate to burst your bubble, but the accusers were all telling the truth. So
here I was in this new place in America and in Los Angeles, but now it's like we were alone.
Sin, the soul worry.
Sin is the worry.
Sin is the worry. Sin is the worry.
Sin, the soul worry. Yeah, well, yeah, all right, okay. Well, look, we'll do a show on it, okay? And then it will coming up soon, okay? And yeah. All right. Here's one on Trump. I guess this is in his first term, I suspect.
There's no way to 270. They couldn't get me there. We might as well have just given up. But there wasn't any way to 270. In fact, I actually went up to Maine to get one, and I did win the one, but we didn't need the one. We won Maine.
Yeah, win it. The soul wake up.
Yeah, win it. This is with the. Yeah, win it. This is with the. Yeah, win it. This is with the.
Someone asked, why don't I reverse it word for word? Well, that's how I find reversal. I go forward for 10 seconds, then run it back for 10 seconds, find the reversal, and then move on to the next one. So, and nitpicking the word you're reversing. What do you mean nitpicking? I don't understand what you mean by that. I don't understand the idea of nitpicking the word you're reversing. What does that mean? We run the whole tape backwards and find the reversals amongst the gibberish. Yeah, let's play that again.
To 270. They couldn't get me there. We might as well have just given up. But there wasn't any way to 270. In fact, I actually went up to Maine to get one, and I did win the one, but we didn't need the one. We won Maine.
Yeah, win it. The soul wake up.
Yeah, win it. This is with the.
Yeah, we didn't. This with the.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah, we didn't. This with the.
Huh, interesting. Okay, all right. Yeah, when it the soul wake up. Okay, all right. Oh, yeah, no, I'm reversing the whole track. I'm just playing the reversals themselves. Here's a reversal on Irene Bell, Art Bell's widow.
My song anymore.
Soul willing, my family does the dark.
Sure, my family does the dark. Sure, my family does the dark.
Wow.
Sure, my family does the dark.
Wow, that's not good. Wow, gee whiz. Okay. Here's Trump at the State of the Union. These are all rehearsals. I don't think I've even played these on the air. Any of these. These are all just sitting in my computer. These are just the first, what I found an hour before the show, doing a search.
I hope you can pass the USMCA into law so that we can bring back our manufacturing jobs in even greater numbers.
Make you with a soul.
Nikki with us all.
Oh, yeah.
Nikki with us all. Nikki with us all.
Sure. Yeah, that's nice and clear. I'll play that again. Here's the forwards.
I hope you can pass the USMCA into law so that we can bring back our manufacturing jobs in even greater numbers.
Make you with a soul.
Nikki with us all.
Great one.
Nikki with us all. Nikki with us all.
Yeah, great one. Oh, hey, Richard Ramirez is a Night Stalker. He died a few years ago. Gee, when did he die? He was in jail on life. I don't think he was on death row.
I will be avenged. Lucifer dwells within us all.
Or an evil soul.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's play the forwards again. I think he said Lucifer's in us all. Forwards?
will be avenged. Lucifer dwells within us all.
We will be avenged. Lucifer walks within us all.
I will be avenged. Lucifer dwells within us all.
Lucifer walks within us all? What's that word?
Lucifer dwells within us all.
I can't get that word. Lucifer is something within us all, but that was or an evil soul. Lucifer's wrath within our soul.
I will be avenged. Lucifer dwells within us all.
Dwells, walks, wrath. We've got three different interpretations on that. All right, here's Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh before he was confirmed.
Another Democratic senator on this committee said, quote, Judge Kavanaugh is your worst nightmare.
I am beyond soul. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, that's there. When we've got someone called Bernardo. I don't know who this is.
Declared that Paul Bernardo was, this crazy liar to police. What's the fundamental problem? Well, I know. I mean,
Love send a lovely soul.
Huh.
Yeah, well, that's there. I don't know who this guy is, though, so I can't give you context. Okay, all right, next one. Here we go. This is Trump. Oh, I've only got one ear on this.
To get out and vote for the sake of our country, our future, and our children. Generations of Americans have fought and bled and died to preserve our laws.
Soul lovers.
Soul lovers.
Oh, yeah.
Soul lovers.
Yeah, that's there.
Soul lovers.
Yeah, okay. Then we got this one on Trump.
Today we
after the recent hurricanes in Florida.
mourn for all of those who lost their lives. We comfort the grieving and the wounded.
How their soul serves the law, or how their soul, comma, serve the law.
Shall its soul serve the Lord.
Shall its soul serve the Lord. Shall its soul serve the Lord.
Yeah, that makes sense. Their soul is howling, Houl, crying out for help. Howl their soul, calling, serve the law. Yeah, bring the law in, the FEMA, whoever else they bring into disasters. Who are they? Can't think of her name now. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, all right, so that makes sense. Here we have Donna Brazil.
And perhaps what I did on Sunday when I told some of my detractors to go to hell.
My soul shadow in a sordid. That's funny. It could be my saw shadow in a sordid. That sounds like Donna Brazil, doesn't it? I think it's my saw shadow in a sordid, not soul shadow. Yeah, okay. And here's one on Trump.
To put it simply, we meet at a time of both immense promise and great peril. It is entirely up to us whether we lift the world to new heights or let it fall into a valley of disrepair.
That world would fill you with old soul.
This world would fill you with old soul.
Oh, yeah.
This world would fill you with old soul. This world would fill you with old soul.
Yeah, well, there you go. Okay. All right. So, look, that's reversals I found today in my quick search before the show, getting ready to write chapter 15 of my book. My latest book. Oh, let me tell you the progress on the metaphor book. Look, it's all ready to go. She's just she's got a couple of faults in converting to Kindle. All the editing's done, all the format's done. It's absolutely ready. As soon as she can find that bug and it's converted to Kindle, it'll be uploaded to be available as a download version within a day. I don't know. Just watch my site. I'll advertise on my site when it's available, probably my Facebook page when it's available. The print version is going to be still 2 or 3 weeks away, mainly because she's still working on the index for the print version. It's a lot of metaphors quoted, and it's a big index. So, but hopefully the Kindle version available in a couple of days. For the metaphor book, it's the lexicon is probably more. Well, I think it's even more significant than the lexicon. It's the first time I really got down all my thoughts on metaphors into print. It's going to be an invaluable book for anyone who wants to understand the metaphorical nature of reverse speech. So watch out the Kindle in a day or two. I'll advertise on my Facebook page. I really don't want to touch the web page. We're in the middle of getting a new site design for reverse speech, which will be exciting. That'll be up hopefully in a couple of weeks. So we'll watch out for that. Okay. And yeah, all right. So let's play some more soul reversals. Here's a analyst talking to a client.
To get reversals that are pretty clearly from your unconscious mind, your subconscious.
And it says, soul serve you, make you feel love.
Soul serve you, make you feel love. Soul serve you, make you feel love. Soul serve you, make you feel love.
Yes, the metaphor dictionary. Someone just asked me about an updated metaphor dictionary. Yes, that has been updated. As soon as the metaphor book is completed, that's her next project, to edit the updated dictionary. That will not take a long at all. It'll be less than a week, I would imagine. So that'll be out fairly quickly with a brand new cover. Okay, so that has been done. It has been updated. And it'll be available to hope within a month, Okay, I'll let you know on the podcast and also on my Facebook page. Okay. Here's a verse on Ted Bundy, 12 hours before he was executed.
About 2:30 in the afternoon. You are scheduled to be executed tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock if you don't receive another stay. What is going through your mind? What thoughts have you had in these last few days?
I won't kid you to say that it's something that I feel that I am in control of or something that I've come to terms with, because I haven't.
This did not validate my soul.
Validate my soul. Validate my soul. Validate my soul.
Yeah, well, I guess death, being executed, didn't save his soul. We only can guess what lies beyond, can't we? All right, here is another one.
It will lead into horrible sort of lifetimes, really horrible sort of stuff.
Here is my soul.
You recognise coldly.
Oh, yeah.
You recognise coldly. You recognise coldly.
Yeah, that's certainly there. Here's a woman who's crying with pain from her soul.
I'm actually really setting it up all the time.
Setting what up?
That it gets confirmed.
That your soul is damned.
Yeah.
How?
Well, I'm just in my actions,
It's in my soul, and she's crying backwards.
my soul. My soul. My soul.
Yeah, wow. She is crying from the soul. Oh, I see. The new book, Joshua. Yeah, the new book is called Reverse Speech Metaphors, subtitled The Power of the Unconscious. It's all about reverse speech metaphors and what they mean. Big book, 500 pages. I think it's about 130,000 words. I can't remember now. Something like that. So it's a very comprehensive book. Took me a year to write, in between other projects, you know. So there. And the dictionary, which is a separate thing altogether, the metaphor dictionary, I have updated, and that will be available soon too. Okay. All right.
I was secure in knowing where my place in the world was and what the universe, what was out there, basically. And the soul.
And here he says the soul whirlwind.
The soul whirlwind. The soul whirlwind. The soul whirlwind.
Now that's an interesting reversal. I wonder if the whirlwind is an emanation of the soul. Whirlwind's a common metaphor in reverse speech. It refers to an energy field that surrounds a physical body and connects us all to each other. It's not the aura, it's a separate entity than the aura. But I wonder if this reversal suggests that the whirlwind comes from the soul. Let's listen to Ford's again.
I was secure in knowing where my place in the world was and what the universe, what was out there, basically.
The soul whirlwind.
Soul whirlwind. The soul whirlwind. The soul whirlwind.
Interesting. Incidentally, I'm getting a new tattoo. I've booked myself in. I'm getting a whirlwind tattooed on my arm there. I've got one on my back already, a wolf on my right shoulder blade actually. But I've been thinking about getting a new tattoo for ages, and I've finally booked it on the weekend. So there you go. So it won't be for about 2 months. This guy's an artist in Adelaide. He's very popular. He's booked out 2 months in advance. So anyway, all right. Next reversal.
There are a few questions. One related to ISIS, of course.
Yes.
And that the sort of experiences that didn't repeat, the whys and wherefores of that, and whether there is a way in which I can activate that in some way or get back involved in that.
We will feel the soul.
We will feel the soul.
Oh yeah.
We will feel the soul.
Yeah, that one's there. Here's another one.
You know, they inside like it. What's the matter with me? You know, they don't.
You run my soul.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
That's a great one. Here's one that says it must hurt the soul. Wonder what he's saying forwards.
I don't get it. You know, am I turning people off? Is there something that I'm doing subconsciously that's deterring people? I don't know.
Yeah, this was a salesman whose sale suddenly dropped off. And she talked to me, why? Am I turning people off? What am I doing? And backwards she says, it must hurt the soul.
It must hurt the soul. It must hurt the soul.
It must hurt the soul.
Let's say you're a sailor or a psycho. You have tats. I'm probably a psycho. Yeah, well, yeah, I just like... I don't like them to be seen. Like, I've got a nice big wolf on my shoulder blade. I've had that for about 20 years. And I'm thinking about getting a whirlwind for years now. And I finally broke down and said, yeah, I'll book it in. So I did. There you go. Here's a great reversal.
You know, how the role of passing it on to your kids from what you've learned, and you bring them up the best you can, but you've passed traits on to them, and that's what it was. But
right. Well, that's traditional. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, you can't always blame.
Hang on. A simple mind just asked a question. I'll answer it in a sec. This reversal says our soul looks down in heaven.
After all, looks down in heaven. After all, looks down in heaven.
After all, looks down in heaven.
All right. Now, that's very interesting. That would imply the soul resides in heaven, in which case that would be consistent with reverse speech being the voice in heaven as well as our soul voice. So is reverse speech coming from that divine realm of heaven? Incidentally, let me see. Does that mean someone asks, does that mean she's here to hurt the soul? It means that her actions are designed to hurt her soul. She's running a sabotage pattern. Okay? So, all right, we reminded to tell everyone to like and share. What is it? Like, subscribe, share, okay, to this podcast, to spread the word around about reverse speech. Okay? So, okay, all right. Where else are we here on my soul reversals? Okay, well, here's another sabotage pattern. Okay, talking about sabotage, listen to this one.
I am hoping I can work on manifesting.
The soul will need panic.
Let's go when they panic.
Let's go when they panic. Let's go when they panic.
Okay, the soul will need panic. So this person is going to go out and create situations in his life that needs panic. Here's another similar one. Listen to this one.
Because even though it's not a good support at the moment, it's something.
Sure. Yeah, right.
It's not a healthy support, but it's not zero.
Yeah, right.
Zero would be even worse, like, because then I might not be able to cope even more.
And this one says, look, your soul will feed the worries.
Look, your soul must be able to worry.
Look, your soul must be able to worry. Look, your soul must be able to worry.
Doesn't sound good. Here's a great one. This isn't the soul, but it talks about the power of prayer and what we achieve by praying.
So what I'm wondering in my brain now is when people are praying and things are happening, are they doing it themselves? Like, is our brain that powerful? Is that what's happening? Yep.
Your voice has the knowing.
Your voice,
Your voice is the Your voice is the
Your voice has the knowing. Here's a great one.
I've got to follow out my way, and I'm still not sure what my way is yet.
This one says, "Soul, I'll live forever." Soul, I'll live forever. There you go. How's that for reassurance? And here's one that says, "Self eternal."
It's a pretty cruel and nasty place at certain times and places. Somebody's out there. Glad you're doing that.
Self eternal.
Self-eternal.
Oh yeah,
Self-eternal.
great one.
Self-eternal.
Yeah, we are eternal and we will live forever. Here's a person who's looking for
I
redemption.
had like really bad period pain, so I was suffering with that, and then also not eating, which made things worse. And then I had really bad anxiety when it came to school.
Soul's redemption I seek.
Soul's redemption with me.
Soul's redemption with me. Soul's redemption with me.
There we go. Having another plug out for my analyst class. Look, I'm 69. I'm not going to be around forever, so learn from me, okay? Sign up for training. Take the field of reverse speech further. It needs a lot of people, more than just me, to get this field out there. That's one of the reasons why I do training. So if you're thinking about it, go to my website, reversespeech.com, click on the training link, and I'll follow your application up. All right. Thanks very much, everyone. I appreciate it all. And we will see you all next week. Okay? Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Okay? Thank you. All right. See you all later, everyone. Bye.